Welcome to Krizcast, nomad life. Welcome to Krizcast, nomad life.
Welcome to another episode. In this show, we're going to talk to somebody who is from Madrid itself, and we're going to see how is life for a person who have traveled all across the world and finally decided to live in Spain. And let's see what we can take away and what are the things that's beautiful about Spain and Madrid in specific. So sit back and enjoy. The reason for this podcast is to understand how life is in Madrid from people living in
Correct.
Madrid itself, not just Madrid, all of Spain. The whole idea for me creating this podcast, talking to different kind of people, is to see how Madrid or Spain is from their perspective. And for me, this is the first time stepping out of my home country, moving to a foreign land, and seeing how life is on the other side. And I loved it. And I'm so curious and I'm so intrigued to talk to a lot of people. And this can help people who are moving in the future, or people who are already living in Spain, or people who are
Right.
expats, they get some ideas or different flavors of what is life from other side. I want to introduce you to the audience. I met Marte in a networking event, and Marte was really outgoing. You're extremely friendly. So I wanted to talk to you about Spain. And so you tell us who you
Right.
are, and you can start from there.
Um, my name is Marte, which in Spanish it means Mars. So just to give you an idea, it's a very uncommon name, and that's the beginning of my life. Now I like it. I am originally from Madrid, but I did grow up in between different countries. So from the age of 7, I was in boarding school. And from there, I lived in different countries. I did my high school in Switzerland. So just to give you an idea, by the age of 20, I had already experienced many different perspectives and cultures and people from all over the world, having gone to study in different international schools. From there, I spent the rest of the years until coming back to Madrid. I spent 15 years in the USA, just studying and working, and now I'm happy to be back in Madrid.
Wow, that's really a beautiful journey starting from Madrid and to the Swiss
I am
and
an
in the US.
accountant by training. I am an accountant.
You're professionally you're an accountant.
Yeah, but I work with a lot of IT people. Give me a call.
Sure, don't say that. You're going to get a lot of call that.
Hey, I'll work with anybody around the world.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Marte.
Yeah,
So I have a
man.
lot of questions from your intro, but
You
before we
do.
start that,
Amazing.
yeah, I want to start with why do you think Madrid is amazing?
Well, if I have to give you one reason, it would be the sky. It would be the blue of the Madrid sky. It's like nothing else. Some weeks I feel a little down, I feel a little depressed, but all I have to do is just, open my windows and I see the sky and I think, oh, I'm so lucky to be in Madrid. So it's like a feeling. It's like a quality of life kind of thing. Now things are getting expensive. We have to do something about that when you come back. But it's just yeah, just the quality of life. It's safe. Of course, it's ranked top number one, number two in many different areas. Like you probably don't know, but Madrid has the longest life expectancy for women, 89 years old, of all the cities in the world. And I believe it's number two for men, and soon it'll be number one. So just to give you an idea, the quality of life here is very, very prime, very, very precious. So, and that is Madrid. People from all over the world, when you come, you move here, you become a Madrileño. I am from Madrid, and my parents are from Madrid, and my grandparents are from Madrid. But people from Madrid will welcome people from all over the world.
Wow. That one word when you said about sky, I can definitely vouch that quote because
Yeah,
I love watching the sky in Madrid, especially if you go
it's
to the
amazing.
south.
Like I lived in New York for a few years, and then I moved to Madrid, and it's just man, people in Madrid move slow, you know. Compared, I was
Yeah.
coming from New York, and I was like, man, I just want to give him like traffic tickets, you know. You're going too slow. So it's just a different energy, and I am sure within India is like regions are very different as well. I'm sure, and you've got like industry specific in different areas, so that molds culture quite a bit. India has a lot of industry, and Spain we don't have much. We have the sun, we have the sun.
Yeah, yeah. And you're all welcoming, as you said, when I asked what you like about Madrid, you said the quality of life and the people. And I
Yeah,
love
sometimes I don't
people.
want to say too much. I don't want to
Yeah.
say too often because
Uh-huh.
then we're gonna get a lot of people moving in, and we need to build homes first. Please, people, wait. Let us
Yeah.
build some homes in Madrid, and then you can move. It's getting crazy.
Yeah,
It's
especially
like
the real estate.
very,
Hmm.
yeah, it's very hot. So if anybody wants to invest in Madrid, now it's the time.
Now is the time. Yes. So tell us about your profession. What do you do for a living in Madrid since you talk about office?
So yeah, so connected to my studio, I am in Arganzuela, which is I think the area of Madrid with the most potential. So I've got my studio here, and Google campus, their Google for startups campus is right next door. And I was hoping to get a lot of traffic from Google campus, but after COVID, they closed it to the public. Now it's all private. So I don't get as many people around here, but the idea is to work with startups mainly. I mainly work with tech startups, and I work on the finance side of things. So all things finance, like I help structure, and I help on the strategy side of or the finance part of the strategy side, and yeah, so finance development and growth, and a lot of growth companies, and yeah, my idea is to work with projects that I like, whatever in the world. So I've got clients in the US, mainly the UK and Spain, but I'm open to do other things in the world. They're interesting. If I like the industry,
Yeah,
I'm one of the best at my job.
that's amazing. With all the experience and the exposures that you have, I
Yeah, I have
strongly
lots of
believe.
experience in all kinds of industries, and
Yeah.
I worked as a financial auditor in New York for a
Uh,
few years, and I learned a lot about private equity and how investments work. So
oh, wow.
I'm doing what I always wanted to do. So I did an MBA here in Madrid, and then I went to the UK for 2 years where I learned about venture capital, and then I moved back to Madrid and I started my practice. And I have a little studio, an assistant, and that's how I do my deals.
That is amazing. I've got a couple of follow-up questions with this one. I'll start with tech startups. You touched this point. I see a
Mhm.
lot of new companies. I hear people from my colleagues or people from Facebook or social media moving to Madrid and starting their new ventures. Why is that boom suddenly in Spain or in Madrid?
Trying to give people something that they can learn from. I would say it'd be good talking in context, from a very very large scale. And it's that the technology boom is still here, and things are spreading all over the world, and some markets, some ecosystems took a little longer to develop than others, but now Spain is catching up. Now it's Spain's time. Eventually things are going to level up, rent are going to level up, and then things like quality of life will win. People will pay more money to live in Madrid because life here is amazing. But yeah, now rents are coming up. Things are, like Berlin and Lisbon, things are equating, and now companies and entrepreneurs are thinking, okay, now everything is equal. Where do I want to set up my business? Why not Spain?
Yeah.
There's plenty of land, plenty of construction to do.
Yeah,
Spain
yeah.
is for sale.
I've learned about the technology boom in specific in Spain. They're focusing on Malaga, the city of
Oh
Malaga.
yeah, amazing.
They
That's an
are,
amazing story in here.
yeah, they're planning to make Malaga like Silicon Valley of Spain. They are in progress, and I see a lot of people moving to Malaga from various countries, and there's a huge community of nomads living in Malaga
Yeah,
in specific. That's amazing. The
life is good in Malaga.
Yeah, that's really amazing. And I also wanted to touch base on the studies part of it. One side where you see, a lot of group of tech people
Ask me,
moving
ask
in.
me, ask me something controversial.
Yeah.
Let's
Now I
get the
also
views.
see,
Let's get the views.
yeah, yeah, yeah. On the other side of it, I see a lot of people who are coming from various countries, from US, not just the Erasmus students. I'm talking about people who start their masters in Madrid or in Spain. I'm so curious about that, how people choose Madrid or Spain from the other cities.
Of course, always through school, like institutions, um, because they offer you the chance to stay in Spain right afterwards, whether you do undergrad or a graduate program. It doesn't have to be a 2 year or 1 year program. It can be something 6 months, and they'll probably give you the option of staying. And if not, you would have enough time to build a relationship with a large company and work remote in Madrid. No, it's very very possible. And now the government just came out with a new law, which here we call it the startup law
Oh,
of Spain, and it gives people that want to become entrepreneurs in Spain, it gives them a chance to come and settle here and hire Spanish talent. So now it's fairly easy, and I think the process is going to be fairly quick, to process the requirements. I hope so. But
nice.
if you're good at your job, you can find you can I'm sure you can work remotely from Madrid. If it's tech related or design or
Yeah,
creative industries. Spain has so much potential.
yeah, yeah. You're,
Madrid is specific, and the district of Arganzuela has like amazing empty buildings that we could work with the city hall to like make something really cool out of them.
that's amazing.
I think big.
We need people to think big, of course. So I want to also ask you about the language. If somebody's moving from a English-speaking country, how best they can accommodate in a country or in a city where people only speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, that's always a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah,
And then if you're like a different race, that
yeah.
that plays such a huge role as well. Like I was speaking to this friend of mine from India. She's like well accomplished. She went to a top school in New York in the USA, but she's originally from Calcutta. She moved to New York when she was 9 years old, and now she's living in Madrid. I think she's married to a Spaniard. But I was reading some of her writings in Medium, and she was talking about the challenges of like she's different because she's like Indian, but she's very like light white, light. She's very light skin, beautiful eyes, and everybody's like, "Where are you from? Where are you from?" And it's hard to process that, and always having to explain yourself. So, you're going to find that challenge anywhere you go. If you go to a place like New York, maybe it's more eclectic, and Madrid is different. Madrid is a different animal. Madrid is the thing about Madrid is very welcoming, by nature. But yeah, that's what makes Madrid so different from any other city that I know. I mean, I was in Bangkok for 3 months when I was a child, and in Ireland, and I haven't spent much time in India. I hear good things about Australia, but Madrid is right in the center of between the Western and the Eastern world.
Yeah,
And I know a lot of people stop here just for a few days for business, whatever. It's just a great place, for like even business and tourism. Yeah, it's unique.
it is unique. It is unique. That's why I had to choose Madrid out of Berlin and other countries that I was offered to move. I choose Madrid, and I would never regret. And as you said, the people are really welcoming and they're dynamic. If I imagine a bunch of other country people landing in India, I would see a lot of resistance in my country or in my city. If it's in huge amount, like how Madrid is having a lot of other different country people, I can see how welcoming Spanish people are. And that's one of the reasons I chose Madrid, and that's one of the reasons I was able to live in a very peaceful state for quite some time. It wouldn't be really easy in other countries, that's for sure.
And Madrid is a little even a little more different than any other city that I've lived in because here in Madrid almost nobody's from Madrid. Like everybody's from somewhere else, or
Yeah,
most people are from somewhere else. And even from I mean like mostly from somewhere else in Spain and now even from somewhere else in all over the world. So if you want to feel like you're from here, you have to push for the city. You have to make the city better. And just right in that moment, you're part of Madrid. And conversations with Madrileños, with the Spaniards, with anybody from all over the world will happen. But you have to push it. So if you're an expat in Madrid, yeah, Spanish people are very welcoming. But if you want to really build relationships, you have to build something, and why not use Madrid as the excuse to like build something, and then you'll build real relationships. But because almost everybody's from somewhere else, so they feel the same way you do. I mean, people from all those other parts of Spain, from other towns, from other villages, when they move here, Madrid is like it's a huge deal for them as well. Maybe not such a huge deal, depending on your tastes and what the kind of life that you like. But so you have to push, you have to like grow with the city. Madrid is looking for, it's a new identity. I call them the nuevos madrileños. It's the new madrileños. It's a new generation, and I'm hoping to that we attract the best people from all over the world.
Spain, apart from Madrid. I know you love Madrid, apart from Madrid.
My favorite city, I would have to say Seville,
Uh-huh.
Sevilla,
Yeah. Sevilla. I've been to
Sevilla down
Sevilla.
south. That
It's
is the
amazing.
most beautiful city in the world. I
Uh-huh.
think Paris, Sevilla, Chicago is very pretty, but Sevilla is beautiful.
Uh-huh. And I see something different with their Spanish. They have a thick accent when they speak Spanish, isn't it true?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
it's like a smooth Spanish.
yeah.
The more north you go, the more thick it gets. The
Uh-huh.
more south you go, the more soft it gets.
Nice. But I really have to say you've developed a very good command on your English language. Good job.
Oh, thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So we are at the end of the podcast. I'd really like to thank you for your time today on this podcast. I hope people get a
Yeah,
lot
you're
of
welcome.
information. Thank you so much.
Welcome to Krizcast, nomad life.